Did you know that apart from being an amazing author, the late and great Ernest Hemingway was also a booze hound and a lover of great alcohol? Keep watching this video on Let's Talk Drinks and I'll show you some of his favourite cocktails. Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to make a few drinks that the late and great Ernest Hemingway either created or enjoyed. Now, I always thought that he only drank daiquiris and mojitos, but after doing a little bit more research, especially on Difford's Guide, I found that one of his favourite cocktails was actually not a cocktail itself, it was just whiskey and soda. But I'm going to make 3 of his cocktails, and the first one I'm going to do is Death in the Afternoon. So Death in the Afternoon was created by Ernest in 1935 for a cocktail book, and the cocktail book was titled So Red the Nose or Breath in the Afternoon. Now this cocktail is normally made in a champagne flute, but because it's pretty strong, I'm going to make it in a small wine glass. And the first ingredient that it calls for is some absinthe. Now in the original recipe, it says 45 mils of absinthe. I'm going to tone that down a little bit and just make it 20 because it's like 10 in the morning here in Australia and I'm going to drink these cocktails today. 20 mils. I'm using the Absinthe Bourgeois. And next up, I'm going to add about 7.5 mils of sugar syrup or simple syrup. Just to balance out a little bit of the bitterness that comes with the absinthe. And then super easy, topped off with some champagne or quality sparkling wine. Probably about 150 mils. And for my garnish, I'm going to just use a small lemon twist and dropped in. And there you go. I actually think it'd be okay with a little bit of ice in it too. Just to keep that chilled, and I might give that a little bit of a stir. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, it definitely needs that sugar syrup. Originally in the recipe, he wrote in the book that 45 mils or a jigger of absinthe, there was no sugar syrup, and he said to drink 3 to 5 of these slowly. Now 3 to 5 of these with the champagne and the absinthe would absolutely knock your socks off. It's very nice, it's still dry even though I've got a little bit of sugar syrup in there, but a fantastic drink. I didn't even know that Ernest Hemingway created this cocktail. I thought he was just a lover and somebody else created it. Good job, Ernest. So cocktail number 2 is probably one of Ernest Hemingway's most popular or well-known cocktails. It's called the Hemingway Daiquiri or the Papa Doble. Now once again, when I read the original recipe, it calls for 105 mils of white style Cuban rum. Wow, I've had to tone it down a little bit, although it's still going to be pretty full on. You see, when Ernest walked into La Floradita bar in Havana, Cuba to use their bathrooms, he decided to try one of their frozen daiquiris. He said, yeah, look, that's pretty good. However, I want to try one with double the amount of rum and no sugar. So the version that I'm making for you today is not frozen, and it calls for 90 mils of a light Cuban style rum. I'm going to use Bacardi, because that's our house pour here at the 18th Amendment bar in Geelong. Next up, he calls for 5 mils of Maraschino liqueur, 30 mils of fresh grapefruit juice, and 15 mils of fresh lime juice. Add some ice. Let's give it a shake. Now this recipe for me sounds like it's going to be a little bit dry, and for my palate may need a little bit of sugar syrup. So I'm going to give it a try first and have it the way that Ernest had his. Now Ernest actually had diabetes, so he had tried to steer clear of having anything in his sugar or any type of sugar in his cocktails. Double strain, into a chilled cupette. And for a garnish, I'm going to just use a lime wheel dropped inside. Okay, the papa doble. Oh wow. Actually, it's pretty well balanced. That little bit of the maraschino liqueur has definitely taken over the sourness from the grapefruit and from the lime juice. Personally, for me though, I think maybe 5 mils or 10 mils of sugar syrup would be better for my customers' palates, especially down here in Geelong. But that's a really good drink. 95 mils of booze in it. Now, the fact that Ernest could drink a few of these means that he definitely had a great tolerance for alcohol. He was a heavyweight in the drinking games, I think, back in the day, and cheers, Ernest. So the last cocktail that I'm going to make for you that Ernest Hemingway used to drink is called Vermouth Panache. Now, I always thought that he mainly drank daiquiris and mojitos, but after doing a little bit of research, they say that he probably didn't really drink many mojitos because of the sugar content that was in it, and the bar that claimed to have said that he drank all his mojitos there maybe was doing a little bit of great marketing. Don't quote me on this one. However, it kind of makes sense because of his ill health, and he couldn't tolerate a lot of sugar or sweeter style drinks. But he did drink a lot of vermouth. As I said earlier, he loved whiskey and soda as well, and he really enjoyed drinking a dry martini, but with a onion, a Gibson. This drink calls for 90 mils of dry vermouth. Once again, there's not many Hemingway cocktails that don't have a lot of shots of booze in them. 1 shot of 1 ounce, 30 mils, of a sweet vermouth. I'm using the Martini Rubino. And then a couple dashes of Angostura Bitters. Add some ice to that. Give it a stir. I guess this drink though is a lot easier to drink than the Hemingway Daiquiri or the Death in the Afternoon. Although it's got 4 shots or 4 ounces, it still equates to about 2 standard drinks. I'd add 1 more or 2 little dashes of bitters. If you're using the Angostura bottle though, 2 is plenty. Okay. As you can see, and as always, I really like to chill down my glassware. I'm pouring into a Nick and Nora, and I'm going to do just a lemon twist. However, I'm going to twist and just discard it for this one because I sort of don't want it floating around in there. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's my favourite so far. Actually, that lemon oil, the spritz sort of over the top of the drink, works really well. The bitters, the vermouth, super easy to drink, tasty. With the Martini Rubino, it's a very juicy style vermouth. I really enjoy it as well. Yeah, Ernest, well done, dude. Like, amazing. Cheers, guys. What more can I say? If you'd like to like, subscribe, give us a few comments if you know any other cocktails that Ernest Hemingway used to drink or enjoyed, and we'll see you again soon on Let's Talk Drinks.